Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Beach FM 106.3, great to welcome back to the radio Mayor of the Horowhenua, Bernie Wanden. Good morning to you, Bernie.
Good morning, John.
And I'm sure that you'll be delighted to say that we're getting to the end of the annual planning process. This has been a monster this time around, hasn't it?
It certainly has. The last 3 months have been full on in all aspects. In respects of this annual plan, we have never delved as deep as we have done this time. Obviously, the impact of COVID-19 has made us reassess everything, and so we have looked right across the board at a number of different things. But yes, we are finally coming to an end of that, and Wednesday is crunch day for that.
Indeed. Bernie, you say you've had a look at a number of things. I think it's been much more extensive than that. This has literally been a line-by-line, no assumptions, no carrying on from the previous year. This has been a very thorough operation, hasn't it?
Extremely thorough. Look, we're making or going to make some savings right across the board. There will be some obvious savings in salaries, and there will be some, staff sort of budgets that will be affected. Mainly, we'll obviously be only replacing like for like in terms of that sort of thing. We're making some assumptions around our interest rate repayments. We've asked the activities of each area of the business to look at savings they could make, and there has been some significant savings made. Look, we're trying to do that without impacting on the levels of service and the ability for us to make sure that we do continue to provide the essential services that people expect these days.
No impact on services, you hope, but when you say you're talking and looking at savings and staff, that's bad news for someone, I guess.
Well, hopefully not at this stage. The impact may come, further down the line. Look, the biggest problem for a mid-sized council like ours is the fact that our good staff can get poached.
Yes.
And, there aren't that many planners and engineers and that around anymore. The ability to transfer those skills to another area is quite easy these days. There's that balance that's got to be found somehow. And I'm hopeful that, while this year may be, a bit of a grounding, if you like, in terms of that, the expectation, hopefully it's not too big a grounding.
Let's hope so. Bernie, let's move on to good news. I see that you've received some money from the Provincial Growth Fund and that you're beginning a very significant roading project shortly.
Yes, look, very grateful to receive some funding from the Provincial Growth Fund. So there are two roading projects that we are going to receive $1.65 million in total for. One is near the intersection at Queen Street State Highway 1, and the other one is further down Queen Street at Queen Street Turra Road, where there will be a new roundabout put in. But yeah, look, it's good to see, and will enable us to make those pieces of the roads more safe and accessible for everybody, including pedestrians and cyclists.
So is it mainly engineering of the road itself and not the business premises beside the road?
No, it is the road itself. Yes, definitely. So there's a plan to sort of, and the Queen Street, Oxford Street area, obviously one day will be a local road, and yes, we need to start making plans for that being our responsibility in the future. So there are some plans to start that process now. But as you may have seen with the roundabout in Cambridge Street, Queen Street, there's quite a bit that you can do to make those a lot safer and a lot more accessible. And this is just a continuation of that sort of work. Yeah.
Well, it's a very good move to get the $1.65 million from the Provincial Growth Fund, so that's got to be a good move. What are these improvements going to look like for us punters?
Well, for us punters, and I think you'll see much better footpaths. You'll see much better access, and for those in mobility scooters, not scooters, but mobility wheelchairs and things like that.
Yes.
There will be a heck of a lot more if you like, not just the road being controlled by cars and vehicles. There will be a better integration of that, considering all types of people that are using that area. And it should be a great improvement, I'm sure. And also for the Turatura Road intersection, look, there's no doubt that that is, again, with the growth that we're getting in our district and the more volume of traffic, that we do need, to improve those sorts of intersections. So it will enable that. Most of the funding is based on the availability to create jobs. So, we're very grateful that it is going to add to the economy of the district in other ways as well.
Yes, I believe there's something like 20 jobs involved in this.
Exactly. So, it's great for our contractors that who can give, employment to new people as well as the existing staff that they already have as well, and give them some certainty around, these sorts of projects, and hopefully we will have some more. I mean, the big capital project list is still in the pipeline. We probably won't see an announcement of that for a little while yet, but we know that we've got a few projects still in the running in that as well.
Excellent. Great stuff. And you make a very good point about it being a local road, and I suppose one of the great advantages of that is with the state highway going elsewhere, it means those whopping great big trucks aren't thundering through the centre of town anymore. That'll make life much better.
I'm sure it will. Look, there's no doubt that those trucks don't create much of an ambience for the centre of the town, and so we look. I know that one day, it's still a little while away, but we look forward to that day where those trucks aren't rumbling through. Part of our decision-making process for the annual plan is to try and see whether we still want to start that work that we're doing on revamping the town centre as well, and there's some other work that we may be able to do if it gets approved for this year's annual plan. If not, we're looking at different things that we can do to make that town centre a lot more attractive.
Oh, can't wait for it. Hallelujah. And finally, Bernie, I believe the Horowhenua Learning Centre are on the move. Could well be this week.
Yes, they moved in yesterday, or Monday, sorry. So they're up and running in their new premises from this week. It's been quite a process for them, and look, it's a superb facility for this town, and for those that are seeking some, tertiary skills and education. The capacity for the Horowhenua Learning Centre is basically doubled now. They've got, I went and had a look at it yesterday, and it's a superb facility. They've done a really good job in partnership with the owner of the property, who's been very good in assisting them in getting to the stage they have. It's a huge, great asset for the community, for sure.
Fantastic. Couldn't be better timing, actually, given what's happening in the economy. And we all know it's going to come back. And let's hope that we can train up our people properly this time. And apprenticeship's no longer a dirty word, that maybe this is a real opportunity, a springboard into a more prosperous future. And HLC, very much part of that. I'm sure you'll agree.
Definitely. Yes, look forward to it. I mean, it's all about creating life skills and jobs for these people, and if we can do that locally, then it's got to be good for everyone.
Great stuff. Bernie Wanden, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Beach FM.
Thanks, John. No worries.
106.3 Beach FM.